What the hell just nominated? Who the fuck won? Who the fuck won? No. 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 Hello, lovely people. It is I, Ezgi, and today we'll be talking about the prom. I should be studying for my finals, but I had some opinions about the prom, so I just had to share them. Hence the no makeup, which it's okay. Women don't have to put on makeup. Just saying. This video is probably gonna be just me ranting way too much, but it's for me, it's not for you, so. The Prom came out December 11th on Netflix. It's available for stream right now, and I was so busy I couldn't watch it the day that it came out. I'm so sad about that. It is out there for everyone to enjoy, so if you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it, then come back and let's discuss. I probably won't be giving spoilers, so don't worry about that. Okay, a short recap. The plot has two frontiers, Emma and the Broadway actors. Emma is a small town girl who wants to take her girlfriend to prom, but the PTA has opinions about that. They think there are rules and girls can only go with boys, and very old-minded, conservative people. And the Broadway actors, in the meantime, are getting criticism for being self-centered. So they're like, no, we're not. We're gonna prove that we're not. We're gonna go to Indiana and help Emma get a prom. And that's the plot. I didn't go into this movie knowing the plot. It was 100% new to me. I hadn't seen the musical. I hadn't listened to the musical. So I'd only seen the trailer, and the trailer made me feel like the plot was very predictable. There would be no surprises. Boy, was I wrong. The storyline in general is predictable. It's a heartwarming story, and you're like, it's gonna have a happy ending, obviously. But there's some sub-stories that I didn't expect to be there, and also there were plot twists or conflict in the storyline that I didn't expect, and that made for an incredible watch. I 100% recommend it, especially if you are a musical geek like I am. I don't know why, but I had really low expectations for this movie. I just didn't feel like it was gonna be good, which is ridiculous because it's based off of a musical that was on Broadway, and to get to Broadway, you have so many steps to prove that you're actually good. I don't know, I just expected it to be this not musically brilliant, not plot-wise incredible thing, and I was wrong. So plot-wise, I give it a 7 out of 10 because it was sort of this cheesy teenage movie in its core, but also it was incredible, so that's my ranking. Let's talk about the music for a hot second. I didn't expect it to be good, which is once again me being a total idiot, but it was incredible. Just the rhymes, the rhythm, the everything. Andrew Rannells belting out in Love Thy Neighbor. My musical loving heart was filled with so much joy. Another thing that I really loved was that there were like only 2-3 minute dialogue breaks, but it was mostly song. I don't think that's that common in movie adaptations of musicals. They cut a lot of songs, and I don't know, maybe they did. I don't know the original version, but still it was jam-packed with lots of great tunes, and that's great for me. My note for the musics and the general amount of music in the movie is 9 out of 10. I really, 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 really loved the soundtrack. It's a bop-filled soundtrack. Cast recording. And I'm definitely going to be listening to it a lot in the next couple of days. I want to jump right into talking about the actors individually because that's where there's some controversy, as well as my best, most detailed opinions. So let's jump right in. Meryl Streep was Didi Allen. She transcended acting. That was something else. She was the character that she was playing. This obnoxious, self centered, I'm the most important thing in the world because I have 2 Tony Awards woman. That was her. The best thing about this musical is that all the characters are caricaturized, and Didi Allen was really just an extreme of what celebrities can be. So Meryl Streep really brought it, probably from experience dealing with people like that, or maybe even being that person. The Ladies Improving was such a beautiful number and so incredibly executed. Like, she just lifted her leg like way up. And she's 71. Let's talk about Nicole Kidman now, which, for me, she wasn't a standout. That's probably because she's not a standout in the movie. In the musical, she's the chorus girl, so not the most important character. And so for me, it could have been played by anyone. It didn't really have to be Nicole Kidman. I didn't see what she brought that made people so excited that she was in this musical. Controversial opinion time! I did enjoy the Zaz hand movement musical moment though, don't get me wrong. Like, she was good in the movie. I'm not saying she was bad. I'm just saying she didn't stand out in this incredible, incredible cast. Moving over to James Corden, probably the most controversial casting. My personal opinion, before having read anything on the matter, was that he was incredible, much better than I expected. I always forget he has roots in theater, so I'm like, why is this funny guy in this movie? And then I'm always surprised at how good he is. And I don't know, he was better than I expected him to be because I had such low expectations, but also generally, he's a good singer, he's a good dancer. He has roots in the theater, so not much different than Andrew Rannells, in my opinion. James Corden is a straight guy playing a gay character who is flamboyant and extra. And his storyline does revolve around him being gay and having left his family because he wasn't accepted by his family. So, in my opinion, and that's just really my personal opinion, not based off of anything that I've heard from the LGBTQ community, but I think it's not okay to say all gay characters should be played by gay people, because then you can make the point that all straight characters should be played by straight people, and then there's just so much less opportunities for gay people, and that shouldn't be the case. But I think in stories where a character's sexuality is integral to their character, then that character should be played by someone of that sexuality. Because that just makes it a million times more authentic. Which was the problem with James Corden. I'm not one to judge and, be able to distinguish between what's right and what's wrong, but a lot of people found his portrayal offensive because it was the stereotype of what gay people are. And they think that's wrong, and I understand that. However, there is this counterpoint that these characters are caricatures of real people. It was supposed to be extreme. It was supposed to look a little, really? Really? And James Corden does give that energy off. So, was it an acting choice? Was it just terrible acting on James Corden's behalf? I'm not the judge here. I don't get to decide as a straight cisgendered woman. I don't get to decide. But I read a very insightful article on IndieWire, and I'm going to link that down below so you can decide. That article kind of goes both ways. You decide. However, I think we should all agree that nobody should be sending hate messages towards James Corden because he was just doing his best with the material that he was given with his abilities. If we're gonna get angry, we should be angry at the casting of James Corden more than James Corden himself. And even at that point, nobody should be sending Ryan Murphy hate letters because you betrayed the gays. Like, let's be chill and try to create an environment where mistakes like this don't happen again, instead of just creating a very hostile, angry environment. That was very ranty, and I won't be able to cut it because I didn't stop to breathe. Since I made the point that gay characters should be played by gay actors as long as it's integral to their story, their sexuality, I'm gonna move over to Joe Ellen Pellman and Ariana DeBose, both queer people playing queer characters. Coming at you with some judgment for the movie, I didn't think Joe Ellen Pellman shined in that cast of incredible, superior beings. That's just me. They have a great voice and they were pretty good in most of the movie, but scenes that called for strong emotions, like the fake prom, after the fake prom, they were less than ideal for the role, in my opinion, because in a cast of really, really incredible actors, they just weren't shining. Their emotions didn't feel authentic to me in some moments. Moving on to my goddess, my everything, Ariana DeBose. Ariana is just... she can sing, she can dance. She doesn't need to do much. I'm just there to watch her. Her tears felt real. I was sad for her. I may have some bias on this, but I was really, really, really pleased with how that casting turned out. It was incredible. I left the best for the last. Andrew Rannells. Honestly, I think maybe the most talented actor in the industry right now. Is that a hot take? Am I overdoing it? I think not. He is known for his show-stopping numbers, and this Love Thy Neighbor was no exception, in my opinion. Even though it wasn't a show, it was a movie. I had to stop it and breathe for a moment. From what I could catch, the only proper belting done in the movie was done by Andrew Rannells, and that's not a surprise. Also, Andrew Rannells is older than me, way older, at least 20 years older than me. Yet he can physically do things that I can't. And we're not talking about singing. Obviously, he's trained so hard for that. That has only a little to do with age. But we're talking splits and crazy dance moves that I personally can't, and that's a bit offensive to me. The casting gets a 9 out of 10 from me, and the movie in general gets an 8.5. It was a really, really well done movie adaptation of a stage musical. I think it's really good. It transcends expectations. It's incredible. It feels like theater while also being a movie. My mother shamed me for not dressing up for the video, and my brother is screaming words in his room right now, playing video games. So I guess I should really stop talking right about now. One final thing that I do want to say is that I watched this movie after a long day of conferences and educative whatevers, webinars and seminars. A long day of LGBTQ activism and advocacy. Learning to be a better ally, learning about the gender reassignment process, which is, medically relevant, and I'm gonna become a doctor. I'm a med student, so that was relevant for my job to know that, to have to treat patients through that, the legal process and everything. And it's just after a long day of that, listening to how people in my country don't get access to good medical services because of their sexual orientation and because of their gender. After a long day of just darkness and awfulness, hearing about awfulness, it really gave me hope to watch a small town girl fight the conservatives and prove once and for all love. Their unruly hearts are the best thing about them. And wherever there's love, there's just, as long as there's love, there's good to come. No bad can come out of love. It just reminded me that there is still a long way for us to go as a country, but it's possible. So we're gonna keep fighting. That was really rambly. It's really hard to explain emotions that I haven't fully processed in English, so sorry. I hope I didn't use offensive language. If I did, it was something through the translatory process in my head that went wrong. Really sorry. Let me know down below. I will better myself. And that's the video, you guys. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed this video of me just ranting, let me know. I can give more of that. So unstructured, but authentically me. So you can subscribe, you can do the thumbs up thingy, whatever. It's up to you. But if you think there's a point where I can improve myself, if you have opinions that could change mine and better me in any way, please let me know, because that's what I'm most interested about. I love you all so much, and I'll see y'all next time, I hope. Bye.